Hi, I'm Azzy from AP Crafty Ideas 147 for the letter S of the hashtag ABC April 2025 challenge. I'm going to show you how to make a layered page book with welded letters on using my scan and cut. The book I'm going to make is going to spell the word love, so we're going to need 5 pages. Here I'm going to go into patterns, basic shapes, go into the square, set it onto the mat. From here I want to make this the first page and I want to change the size of this. I'm going to edit, object edit and into resize. I want to change this to make the height 4 inches and I want to make the width 3.5 inches. So I'm going to take off the aspect ratio, increase the height to 4 and take the width down to 3.5. Go and say OK. For the next page, go into duplicate, +1, say OK. So this page we want to increase by 2 inches. So go into the resize, take off the aspect ratio. The height is already ready because we've made that 4 inches. So we just want to increase this by 2 inches. So we need to make this 5.5 inches. So just take that up to 5.5. and say OK. And again for the next page, go into duplicate, +1, say OK. Again, want to resize that page, take off the aspect ratio and make it 7.5. And then for the final page, for now, go +1, go into, so make it 2 pages, sorry, so say OK. And resize this and we want to make that 9.5 inches, so take off the aspect ratio and take it up to 9.5. Oops. There we go, oh nearly, and say OK. And what we want to do is make a duplicate of that back one, the last page, which will be the back page of the actual book. So we just want to duplicate that panel there. So just say +1, say OK. So here we've got all of our pages that we need. So at this stage, all we want to do is just say OK, save, and save it to the machine or a USB stick or your computer, wherever you're actually going to save the project. And say OK. Go to the home button, say OK, and we're back to the front screen. Now I'm going to choose an alphabet and set the letters onto the mat. So I'm going to go into patterns, go into the alphabet. I'm going to choose this alphabet here. Depending on your machine, you'll have different alphabets and there'll obviously be different fonts, so you pick what is applicable to your project. So in order to do them separately, you need to put them onto the mat separately. So if you go into L, say OK and set it onto the mat, and then go into add, go back into patterns, go into alphabet, back into the alphabet that you've chosen, pick your next letter, say OK, set it to the mat, and the same again, go into the alphabet, what are we on, V, say OK, set it to the mat, and the last letter, and E, and set it to the mat, and say OK. So now we've got all of the letters separately. If you just type in the whole word in one go, all the letters are together and you can't actually separate the letters in order to change the sizing or just have them at separate points within your project. Now what I'm going to do is go into each letter and resize it to 4 inches high, the same as the height of each page, each page. So go into edit, object edit, resize, take off the aspect ratio and take it up to 4 inches. So we're going to do that on each letter. Oh, it's going too fast. And say OK. Go into the next letter and do the same. and say OK. Oh, go to V. Take off the aspect ratio and take that up to 4 inches, sorry. And the final one, go to E, and again up to 4 inches. Oops. And say OK. Now I want to increase the width of each letter. So I'm going to go from the letter L, go into resize, take off the aspect ratio. I want to make this letter 1.5 inches in width. So the very first one that you do, you need to just make a note of what the initial size was. So it's 0.97. So because I'm going to take it up to 1.5 inches, that means I've made it an increment of 0.53 inches. So if I take that to 1.5, that's it, say OK. So when you go into O, go into resize, take off the aspect ratio, and here we want to add 0.53 to each size of each letter in the width, so that they all stay in the same width amount and don't look odd when they're on your page or however you want to display them. So 0.53 plus 0.19 is 0.72. So I want to take this up to 1.72. Oh, that was good. And say OK. And the next one, the same. So go into resize, take off the aspect ratio, and again, I want to add on 0.53 here. So that's 63, 64, 0.65. I need to go up on this one here. Oh, nearly. And say OK. And the same for E. Let's see what that is. Oh, so that's 0.65 as well. Oh, take the aspect ratio off first. Take that back to 4 and take that up to 0.63. And say OK. So now we've made all of the letters the height of the pages, and we've made the width wider, but we've increased them by the same amount. From here, we want to make a duplicate of each of the letters at the original size, and then we want to do a layer. So just go into L, go into duplicate, +1, say OK. So we've got the 2 L's there. Go into O, do the same. Got an O. Go into V, duplicate, +1, say OK. And go into E, duplicate, +1, and say OK. So now we've got 2 of each of them. So one lot will weld onto the end of each page, and this is our first layer to go on when we decorate it. For the layer, we want to go into the first letter, go into this button here, which is our the letter that allows us to make a layer of whichever letter or number, whatever you're using. So if you go into here, an offset, so you can either make it an offset so it's bigger than the letter you've got or smaller. I'm going to go down in size, so if you take it down by the negative, I'm going to take it down to -0.06 and say OK. And I'm going to do the same for the for the letter O, sorry. Where are we here? And just go down to 6 and say OK. Same for the V. Say OK, and same for E. Oops, here we go. So we've offset them all to be smaller than the original size of the letter that we did. So we just want to separate these down. So if you just take these down, so the ones we're taking down are the original size, and the ones, what are they? Let me have a look. No, they're the ones that we've reduced in size, and these are the original size. So we can just move these down as well. And at this stage, we just want to save them again to your machine or USB or your computer, wherever you're saving your project. And then say OK. And say OK. Again, go to the home button and back to the front screen. Now we want to weld each letter onto the end of each page that we've created. So if we're going to retrieve data, I've saved mine in the machine. Go to the bottom of our saved projects, and that's where we've got the letters. If I page up one, these are the panels. So if I go into there, say OK, and it sets them to the mat. So the first one we want to do is the shorter one, which is your first letter. Again, I want to add my letters to the mat as well. So if I go back into the machine, go to the bottom and say OK there and set them to the mat. So we don't actually want any of these letters here at the moment, only want these letters that are here. So if we just put these down here for now and put this L up here, go into edit, go into the magnifying glass, make it 200 and move, well, we don't need to move it across here, we just need to move it up a bit. Now what we want to do is move this L, so the centre of this L is in the middle of this line here. So if we just move it over first of all, as much as we can, we want to try and centre it with our arrows here. And we need to make sure that that's, so the L's up to the top, and we just need to make sure that the panel is as well, and the light's out here, so that is, they're both lined up at the top. So here we can see, look, it's just slightly over. So if you just tap back onto the L and just move it over, so it's centered on the edge, on the end of that first page. So that looks approximately okay. So we'll say that's okay here. So we want to go into select, partial matte. So if we take that matte up to here, so we're only looking at these two items here, objects, say OK. So they've been highlighted, so say OK, go into object edit, go into weld, say OK, and if I go back into the magnifying glass, you'll be able to see here the L is welded onto the end of that page. So we want to do the letter O now, so if we say OK here, move this down. Now it is all very busy here, and you can actually delete the letters if you want to. I'm okay with it as it is, but if it is a bit of a mess for you to see, if you just move all of those out of the way up to the top, not the letters, oh, here. So if we move those panels up, out of the way, we've got those three letters here. So these letters here, we can just actually delete and have them out of our way. Because we've already saved them in our machine, we can pick that, all of those back up again. So if we just take these out, oh, I can do that one. Oh, here we go. And that one, right. So now what we've got on the mat is just the ones that we're actually working on. So, here we are. So we just want to take up O, that's the next letter. So we can bring these down here. Again, go into the magnifying glass, go into 400 and move that across. So if we move the panel right up to the top of the mat, you can see that with the light out. Same with the letter O, and just move that over. Again, we want to centre the O on the end of the page there. Actually, that's not too bad. If I highlight where the edge of the letter page is, it looks approximately in the middle. I think I'm okay with that. If you say OK, go into select, partial matte, take the matte up, say OK, say OK, go into object edit and weld, and OK. And here we've got the O on the end of our bit of paper, as it were, for now. So then we want to go into the letter. Is that the shorter panel? Are they both the same size? What's going on here? Oh no. Oh yeah, there was two of those panels, isn't there? That's for the back panel, yeah. Okay. Right, so if you go into the third page, which is V, again, say OK, go into the magnifying glass, go into 400, move across, make sure the panel is up to the top of the mat and the letter. And this time we want to make sure that the letter V, go down here, is in line with the middle of that page. So if I move that here-ish, highlight the page, you can see it runs right through the bottom of that V there. So it's more or less central of the V, and that's where we want it. So if you say OK, go into Select, Partial Matte, take it up to the two objects we're working on, say OK, go into Object Edit, go into Weld, and the V is welded onto the end of our third page. Now we've got the final page, take the E up to the top, say OK, go into the magnifying glass, go into 400, take it all the way across. Always make sure that both these the panel and the letter is right to the top, that way they're aligned without having to actually go into the alignment function. And then take the E across. So with the E, what I did was aligned it so that the whole straight line part of the E there is in the centre of it, is in at the end of the panel. So here, if I highlight the page, oh, that's not too bad actually. You can see it's more or less in the centre there. So we can just say OK here. Again, select, partial select, take the mat up, say OK, go into Object Edit and go into Weld and say OK. And now we've got all of our letters. They don't look equal here, but they will be when we're finished with it. And this is our back panel to go at the back of the actual book. So here we've got all of our panels ready now to cut. So what we want to do at this stage is go say OK, and go into Save. And we want to say New here. We don't want to overwrite what we've already got. So we want to say New. Just in case when you look at it and you go back and you think, oh, it's not exactly what I wanted. If it isn't, at least you can go back and retrieve it without having to go through everything that you've already done. When we go in to retrieve the data, because we've got a lot on one sheet, so go into the machine, tab all the way down, and we want to pick up the last part of the project that we did, because they're the sheets of paper of the book and the back panel. So that's this one here, and I want to set it to the mat. Now at this stage all of these are not going to cut on one sheet because they're 4 inches high and we've got 5 of them for start off, so they're not going to fit on one sheet. So we need to delete some and do them in a bit at a time. So as an example, if I was going to cut the first 3 letters, say we're going to cut LOV, these LOV, and we don't want to cut E and the blank panel, go into Edit and Delete. It won't delete it from the machine, it just deletes it from the screen that you're working on. So if you take this one, the blank panel as well, go into the delete it. So now we've got these 3 here. Cut these onto your paper that you're working on, your cardstock, and say OK. Work all the way through, go to cut, obviously take them off your mat. When you go back to the to the front screen, say OK, go into retrieve data, go back into your machine. When you page down, that is still there. So when you pick it back up again, say OK, go into Edit, but this time delete the 3 that you've already cut, not that one. Delete those 3 and keep those 2, and then cut those 2 into the cardstock or paper that you're working on. So that way you've got the pages of the book and the back panel all cut ready. Then when you say OK from here, oh sorry, when you're going through to cut through, do all the process there, and then go back into the main screen. So from here we're going to say OK, and we're back to the front screen. Then we want to pick up the letters themselves. So we say OK, tab all the way down, and it's this mat here where we did the extra letters which were the same size as the initial letters and the layers. So at this point we want to say OK, so they're set onto the mat. Now here they're both duplicates of each other, so we just want to take 4 of these and just delete them. So go into edit. You can do it 2 ways. I mean, I just take them off individually, but you can group them and then undo them, but that's a bit of a faff really. So if you just go into there and just delete them one at a time. Again, these will still be saved in your machine. This is just the mat that you're working on. So now here we have got is that the right way around? Yeah, that looks like the right way. Right, so we've got the layer, the mat, so to speak, as in the actual size of the letter at the top there, and these are the layers, so they'll be slightly thinner. So if you're using 2 different papers or cardstock or colourways, I mean, you might be cutting them all in white and then actually inking them, so that won't matter then. So you can just cut them all in white and then you can ink them all up. But if you're using patterned cardstock or coloured cardstock, make sure you're getting the right letters the right way round for the project that you're working on. So at this point, if you go into OK, and once you've put your cardstock or your printed paper or your whatever you're going to cut your pages or your letters out from, when you've scanned your item in and out and you come back to it, when you come here, then you'll be able to better place your letters on your cardstock or your paper to be able to see how they'll fit on. Place them how you see fit, say OK, go through, cut them, and then put the whole book together, and I'll show you how that looks once it's done. Here I've cut all 5 pages, the letters and the layers on my scan and cut. I've inked all the letters around all of the edges of all the letters, and then stuck them down with collal glue. Place all the pages so that they spell the word like I have shown you here, obviously whatever word you're spelling, and just so that the gaps between the letters look equal or as best that you can, because some letters are obviously wider than others, hence all the lengths of the pages don't match on the left hand side. I've put clips on either side just to hold the pages together while I get them lined up to how I want them. Then, just to show you here, you can see they're all at different lengths. So what you want to do is cut it at the length that you want it so that they're all equal up to the shortest one that's there. So, or you can have it shorter than that, but clearly not longer than that. So you can see on here, my second page is the shortest. I'm just trying to hold it so that you're able to see it. So I'm going to cut all the pages on the left side to that point. So I've lined up all the letters and cut them all to the correct size now, and I've just put a clip on the edge there, on the end there, as you can see. The back page I've done the same. I'm just going to put that on the back of all of those pages, and to hold it together, I haven't really decided yet, but I'm going to either put eyelets in and put some rings through, or ribbon, but I will show you that once it's done. Here I've put the book together with eyelets. Before I put the back page on, I stuck the back page onto some mount board just to give the book some rigidity, and so that the pages don't flip flap around and get dog-eared. I've added on a little vellum envelope and a little heart onto that as a bit of decoration, and a bead dangle on through the eyelets there. I also made another book, as you can see, spelling the word baby, but this time through the eyelets I just put a bit of ribbon and a little metal charm with little baby's feet on, and again on the back page I stuck that onto some mount board so that it holds the book nicely together. On this book here, I haven't actually put the back board on yet. I just kept it off just to show you, if you don't put it on, it just flops around. Personally, I think it's better with the board on, but obviously the choice is yours. I just did this so that you could see what the difference was and how it looks if you don't have the board on. I hope this has given you some inspiration of things to make on your Scan and Cut. Thank you for watching, and I hope you can join me next time. Bye for now.